Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today I wanted to go over a quick video tutorial on how to leverage trade. We're going to be using the Weex platform specifically. I've been using it for several months at this point. I really enjoy a lot of the features. It's been a really smooth and clean platform to use. Also, they have a ton of different trading incentives and rewards and things like that. Probably the most incentive or reward heavy trading platform that I've seen. So that's always good when you have the ability to kind of win free stuff just for doing what you're going to be doing anyway, which is obviously trading. And so overall, I just want to kind of give a quick overview of the platform, a little bit of kind of what it is, how it works, and then we'll go through an actual trading tutorial on how to trade leverage. Now, before we get into that though, I did just want to give the disclaimer that trading leverage can be and is very risky. So if you really don't understand how to trade leverage or what you're doing or anything like that, I would say use extreme caution. Maybe just don't even trade leverage at all. I do actually also have a video, if you are trying to learn a little bit more of the base understanding of what even is leverage, how do you trade it, a lot of that type of stuff. I do have a video that I'll link probably somewhere up here where you can go to and refer to that of kind of the nuts and bolts of how to leverage trade. And then if you are trying to learn how to leverage trade, that might be a good place to start. And then you can also continue watching this video, understand kind of how the Weex platform is used. We'll go into a little bit of kind of how leverage trading works, stuff like that, just so we can see kind of how that works and also using the Weex platform as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in. So starting out, what we can see, I just want to show kind of the overall launch page, or the main page of Weex, because we can see a couple of things almost immediately. We can see almost 20,000 USDT is basically a welcome bonus. If we go and click on the join now, we can see a couple of different things. Obviously, I've signed up a long time ago, and so this is something that I haven't really been able to take too much advantage of. But what we can see is there's the register and link, identity verification. You can see there's 100 USDT as a reward for depositing at least 200 USDT onto your spot account. So really nice kind of initial reward that's very attainable in my opinion. What we can see is also there's some futures as well. So you can see 1,000 USDT to your futures account, 50 USDT for that. Then there obviously the rewards get bigger for larger amounts. And then we can also see futures trading. Now obviously if you do some futures trading volume, then you get kind of rewards based on the volume that you are trading. And so all of this does kind of equal up to the 20,000 of USDT that you could be getting if you're interested in. They also have trading competitions where you can get up to 150,000 USDT. You can win a Ducati, a gold bar, a Rolex, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. They do these very frequently, so definitely something that if you're interested in. Obviously lots of rewards here. They do it scaling based on kind of total trading volume and the people participating. So obviously more bonuses and kind of incentives to trade. They also do the daily spin to win, which basically these are super attainable. As long as you essentially deposit, do some spot trading volume or futures trading volume, then you get spins, and the spins you can see are anywhere from 1 USDT, 0.01 Bitcoin, 5 USDT, 10 USDT, Owen merch, Louis Vuitton bag, and a whole bunch of really cool stuff there. So lots of different options for you to essentially be earning as you trade. Obviously, we're all mainly here to trade though. So, these are just kind of, I would say cherries on top, kind of gamifies it a little bit, which is kind of a little bit of fun if you're going to be doing trading anyway. Now, before we get into kind of how to leverage trade, do all that type of stuff, I did want to show you that Weex also does have spot trading too. So if you're not super into leverage trading, or maybe you're kind of a little bit nervous, don't want to get too deep into it, but you do spot trade like crazy, and essentially you do zero leverage trading, because that's what this would be, is you're just trading the asset itself. Weex has a very robust spot exchange. We can see the order book here. We got market trades, kind of what's coming through on the market. We also have a whole bunch of different coins you can see. Still scrolling. They've got hundreds of different options here for different trading pairs. So basically, if there's something that you're wanting to trade, they probably have it. As you can see, still scrolling while I'm doing all this talking, and we're only about 3/4 of the way through. So lots of different options here if you are looking to do spot trading. Now, obviously, the point of today's video, we're going to be talking about leverage trading, a little bit about what it's like just in general, but also specifically how it works on Weex. And I will say, I've used a lot of different leverage trading platforms. Weex is one of my favorite in the sense that it's just really cool and it's very clean. So one of the things that you'll notice about some, again, if you aren't super experienced with leverage, some of this may be new to you. Those of you who are familiar, I think you guys will appreciate a lot of these different types of things. So you've got essentially different margin modes and how you can essentially trade them. So first one, you can do cross margin. I personally never, ever do cross margin just because it's just kind of like a personal rule of mine. Essentially, cross margin means like, let's say I take a BTC trade and an Ethereum trade. If I were to use cross margin, let's say BTC goes up like crazy, but Ethereum goes down like crazy. Normally, if I was using isolated, I'd obviously be making a ton on my Bitcoin trade, but my Ethereum trade would have gotten liquidated long ago. Now, let's say Ethereum comes back up and also makes me a ton of money, then at that point I would be winning on both my Bitcoin and Ethereum trade, but neither of them would have gotten liquidated because of the cross margin. Essentially, the gain in my Bitcoin trade would have offset the loss in my Ethereum trade, meaning that I wouldn't get liquidated. However, this can cause the issue of, well, let's say, if Bitcoin goes up but Ethereum goes way down, well, both your Bitcoin and Ethereum trades might get liquidated if you're using cross margin, because essentially you're like intermingling the margin between. So because of that, I only use isolated margin, meaning the margin is looked at that position only. And so let's say if I have 10 positions and one of them essentially drops below like the liquidation threshold, that one will get liquidated, and all of my others will stay essentially unchanged based on like the trade that they're in currently. Or if you're using cross, then you're essentially kind of putting all 10 of those trades into a pool, and as long as the pool stays above the liquidation amount, you're fine, but if not, then obviously all of them get liquidated. The other thing here that we can see is combined and separated. It looks like currently we can only use combined, but separated is kind of nice as well, because let's say I want to take 3 Bitcoin trades. I take a Bitcoin trade here at 95, and then I take another one at 96, and then I take another one at 100, because I think it's just going to keep going up. Well, right now it would essentially like lump all of those into the same trade, where if I were to use separated, then each of those 3 orders would come out as 3 separate orders that I could essentially do my own trading and like position management, all that type of stuff on each of those. So that's something, again, like I said, I do appreciate separated, although I do use combined sometimes now and again, just because of various different reasons. Sometimes because of like the whole leverage piece, but also just because it makes it easier to kind of manage positions. If you're looking to cut 10% of your total position, you don't have to go through 3 different orders and cut 10%, 10%, 10%. It just makes it a little bit easier that way. So that's the first thing we can see, is whether you want to use cross, isolated, or combined. Right now I'll use isolated combined. And then we can see we can open or close. Obviously I have none open. We can also see this is a demo account. So I've got 50,000 of essentially test USDT. If you were wanting to essentially try and demo trade yourself, just feel free to get signed up to a Weex account, and then you can essentially run your own demo account and just kind of see how you do. What we can see here is we have long and short leverage positions. We can do up to 200x on Bitcoin. There are some that maybe don't actually all go up all the way to 200x, but I almost never do anything past 100, and even only 100x I do for very, very specific reasons, and I basically expect all of those positions to get liquidated. So it's not something that I do almost ever. But let's see, let's take a long position, because maybe Bitcoin's oversold a little bit. We think it's going to bounce. Obviously it's sitting on kind of a decent point of support right here, so maybe we're expecting to see a bounce. But I don't want to be some crazy super leveraged trader. Maybe I only want to take 5x. Maybe we even just do 3x, because I'm not looking to make a bajillion dollars going from here to 100K. I just think macro scale, Bitcoin's probably going to top out at, let's say, 200K, and I want to make 3x that. And so if I do think that's going to happen and I want to use leverage, then obviously I could be trading 3x on the possibility of doubling my money. And so anyway, we're going to go with opening a trade. We're going to do a 3x long. If I want to adjust shorts as well, I could. I don't want to go in short right now, because like I said, I think we might see a bounce on Bitcoin. Again, this is just a demo account, so I haven't really done much analysis. This is just more of a tutorial more than anything else on how to use the Weex system, and how essentially showing you how easy it is to trade and how simple and intuitive it is. So let's go, and let's say we want to open up 0.1 Bitcoin. Again, this is a demo account, so this is all fake money. I'm not doing anything crazy here. We can see we can also do long take profit and stop losses. If we do that, we can go in and set that before we take the trade. I will actually show you how to do it after we take the trade as well. So we'll go on and we will open the long, and we're going to open 0.1 Bitcoin on isolated combined 3x long. Liquidation price is going to be just under 64,000. So this is always very important, something you need to pay attention to. Again, since I'm only taking a 3x long, it's going to be it's essentially essentially going to be much lower. We can see that we're using $3,100 of the margin of the 50,000 of margin that I have. Before I confirm this trade, actually, let's confirm this trade. We'll open it, and then I'm going to show you so we can see we're in here long. We've got, we'll check all this here in a second. We'll go over what this is. But right now, I'm going to actually show you what it would look like. Let's say if I just take a 200x long. Again, I do not recommend taking 200x longs, just basically ever, but I'll show you why. Just so let's open a long right now. Oh, actually, I need to put in, we'll just do 0.01. And I actually will open this trade just so we can see what happens. So we'll open the long. We can see right now the price is 95,559. The liquidation price is 95,445. So basically, if anything other than going up only happens, I'm going to get liquidated. However, what we can see though is I'm basically trading 0.01 Bitcoin, which is almost $1,000 of like trading volume on only $5. So not bad overall, right? So obviously I'm basically expecting this to get liquidated, but if I lose, I'm only losing $5, where if I win, I'm essentially getting the benefit of trading on $1,000. But like I said, it basically, you have to be going almost up only, and that's it. So we'll take a long, again, so since we're showing isolated combined, since I did go and I essentially added a new trade, it actually just added it to the overall. So now you can see my position is 0.11 Bitcoin instead of the 0.1 that I initially opened. So anyway, I couldn't really show you exactly without actually closing this position. But before we close this position, I want to show you some other things before we go ahead and do that. And so the first thing I want to show you here is obviously, we added that 200x long. So now our position's a little bit larger. We can go and we can essentially change the leverage here. So we can see, we've adjusted the leverage. Let's say we want to go up to 10x leverage. If we confirm that, then essentially the like leverage that we're taking changes, but we can see the margin doesn't because we've already essentially like added the margin here. But if we want to reduce margin, and let's say the max we can reduce, again, because we want to go to 10x leverage, the max we can pull out is 2,300 USDT. If we were to adjust this leverage down, let's say back to 5, the amount of leverage that we can pull out should decrease. Yeah, see, now it's only $1,332 of USDT. So for example, like let's say I take a 3x long, price is way up, and I just like don't think, like essentially I want to like pull some margin out to like spend on something else. Let's say we reduce this margin by $1,000. Obviously the amount of like the liquidation price is going to go up a lot, again, because we've pulled out the amount of margin that we're using, but we are going to have an extra $1,000 available to trade if that's something that we're wanting to do. So again, another option here, if this is something like, it's very flexible, it's super clean on how you want to trade. It's honestly really nice. The other thing that we can do here is we can see the realized P&L here. We've lost $8.40 so far, and that's just from trading fees. Every site's going to have trading fees. So this is just something, but it is nice because it will show you essentially how much you're down. We can see unrealized P&L. We are up actually $11.28. So if we were to close the full trade right now, we would actually be making about $4. So, decent overall. Again, always keep an eye on the liquidation price because this is something that's very important and obviously like can change things a lot. So obviously, we're up almost $20 at this point because we're sitting on that level of support. Bitcoin's price is appearing to bounce. Well, we'll obviously have to see where it goes. But what I want to show you is the take profit and stop loss. We'll also go through some of these as well. So if we want to do take profit, let's say, we'll do a take profit at 95,660, and hopefully we get it in this video, 95,660. We can see it's going to show us that we're at a 0.98% return rate. And then also the take profit order price we can essentially set it to whatever we want. It could be limit price, simple, custom, or it could just be market price. I'll just do market price and then we'll confirm it. The amount, we will just have it be 0.01 BTC. We can see the estimated profit is $1.86 when we actually go and make this trade. So we'll go ahead and do that. I had to update it a little bit just because the price kept moving. So we'll see if this actually hits. It looks like it actually, we're very close. So it may hit here in a second, but we'll watch that for, for a second as it does. We will also do a stop loss as well. So you can do the same thing. You can go in, you can adjust stop losses. Again, you can have multiple if you want. So, I obviously had the take profit at 0.1 Bitcoin or 0.01 Bitcoin, which means we have the 0.01 left after that. If we wanted to have something different, obviously we could do that. Let's just have a take or a stop loss price at, we can see actually the order just filled. And so we can see Now our realized P&L is only negative $6 because we have recognized some profit here. And so now that take profits hit, let's go ahead and we'll do a stop loss. Same type of thing. We'll do 0.01 Bitcoin and we will have it be at 95,765. We'll do that. Okay, we got the same type of thing. If price drops below the 95,765, we will auto sell some at the profit. Oh, we can see just hit it, sold. So now we can see we're only negative 455. If we want to close everything, we can do a flash close, which will mean it will be sold immediately at the best price possible. If that happens, it means you're usually going to be taking a little bit of a reduction from what you could. Also, let's say, we want to reverse this because we think, oh, well, it's hit its resistance. Now it's going to kind of move to the downside. We can go through, we can do a reversal. I believe we can just do, let's do our full position size. Actually, we'll do it at 0.05 just because we don't want to like have our same level of risk. So we'll reverse it. And then we've opened our long, or we've essentially reversed the 0.05. We're leaving the 0.04 open. So if we want to close this, we can obviously enter a closing price. It'll say, obviously, we haven't entered a closing price. But if we do a flash close, boom, closed. So now we can see if we go back to position history, we can see we took a Bitcoin long. We made $30 just in the time that we were going through and doing this video. And then also we have this short open. Maybe I'm like, actually, I think Bitcoin price is going to continue to go up. This might have been a bad decision. We'll flash close it and boom. If we go back, look at position history, we can now see that we went long 5x, made 30 fake dollars again, remember, and then also we went in short. We actually lost $1 because it just was not a good play or whatever, right? So overall, I mean, that's pretty much how you use leverage trading on Weex. Hopefully you can see it's super clean. It's really actually a quite nice like software to use. Again, you can change your leverage as you go. You've got your take profits, stop losses, all this type of stuff. You've got limits. You can do triggers if you want. So if you want to have like a trigger price, let's say we think that, I want to get into Bitcoin, but I think for whatever reason, it's going to crash down to this level. Like we can see this major level of support here down at like, let's just say 92,500. We'll do 92,500 as the trigger price. We'll also have the order price be at 92,500 and we'll do it for 1 Bitcoin because I'm just positive that it's going to like go up after that. So then we can open the long. Again, we're at 5x, so the liquidation price would be at 74. It would use $18,500 of our fake money margin. We can confirm it, and then essentially we're just waiting for that price to hit, and then when it does, it'll hit, open our order, all of that type of stuff. So overall, it's really a nice system to use. It trades really easily. You can see there's a ton of flexibility in terms of how you want to manage your positions, how you can trade, going in of positions, going out of positions, all that type of stuff. Really nice platform. So I want to give a little bit of a leverage trading tutorial for people who are wanting to like maybe potentially find a new leverage trading platform or even just learn a little bit about it. Again, leverage trading is not without its risks. So if you are new and wanting to learn about it, I would strongly recommend just sign up for Weex, get an account. You could see I was doing all of this on a demo trading account. So you can try and learn and figure out how to do all of this stuff as you're going in and doing that. I will say though, if you go in and sign up, it does start your like new user like referral rewards. So potentially think about maybe dropping in that 200 of USDT and signing up, doing all that type of stuff. Get some of that easy money before some of those new user rewards expire. But other than that, I mean, feel comfortable to spot trade while you're learning to leverage trade or do anything like that. And so hopefully you found the information in this video useful. If you did, please do give me a like and subscribe because it really does help me out. Also, I talk about trading and technical analysis and all of this stuff constantly. So if you have any like questions or want to kind of follow through on how some of this stuff works and learn about it a little bit more, I'm always around kind of making videos about various different coins and positions and all that type of stuff. So if that is something you're interested in, like I said, a like and subscribe would both really help me out and potentially even help you out as well. And so also, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, just feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I do try to read and respond to all of the comments that I get. So if you have anything you want me to see, that would be a great way to do so. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.